Some students don't walk into a classroom to learn. They walk in just trying to survive the day. And in The Freedom Riders by La Graviance, we don't just watch their pain, we slowly learn with them. This is a story based on true events documented in the Freedom Riders Diary, or by Aaron Gorrell's students. It's a story about education, empathy, and the power of being seen.
Stay on the line if you've lost more than one friend. Three.
The film follows Aaron Gorrell, a young teacher in Long
Four
Beach,
or
California, who steps into a classroom full of students struggling with racial tension, violence, and social inequality. At first, she sees their anger, their defiance, and
Okay,
only
I'd like
glimpses
to pay
of their
respect to those
true
people
pain.
now, wherever you are, just speak their name.
As Dong states, notes using restricted narrative, like a single perspective, is convenient for laying out the plot and making a clear physiological analysis. We learn about the students only as Aaron does, making the journey towards empathy feel earned and authentic. Aaron is never positioned as a savior. She is a learner, and we learn alongside her. Empathy begins with listening and understanding.
We were gasping for her last breath of air. She held me as tight as she could and cried. Her tears hit my shirt like bullets and told me we were being evicted. She kept apologizing to me. I thought I have no home. I should have asked for something less expensive at Christmas. On the morning of the eviction, a hard knock on the door woke me up. The sheriff was there to do his job. I looked up at the sky, waiting for something to happen. My mother has no family to lean on, no money coming in. Why bother coming to school or getting good grades if I'm homeless? The bus stops in front of the school. I feel like throwing up. I'm wearing clothes from last year, some old shoes and no new haircut. I kept thinking I'd get laughed at. Instead, I'm greeted by a couple of friends who were in my English class last year. And it hits me, Mrs. Gerwell, my crazy English teacher from last year, is the only person that made me think of hope. Talking with friends about last year's English and our trips, I began to feel better. I received my schedule and the first teacher is Mrs. Gerwell in room 203. I walk into the room and feel as though all the problems in life are not so important anymore. I am home.
Once we understand the students' stories, we can begin to see their transformations. Among them, Marcus stands out. This journey from anger and despair to understanding and courage begins the emotional heartbreak of the film. Marcus starts out angry, hurt, and distrustful. His experience with violence and prejudice shaped how he saw the world. But through Aaron's encouragement and exposure to stories like Anne Frank's, he begins to change. In the Museum of Tolerance scenes, he writes, "When I walked through that museum, I saw how hate destroys everything. I don't want to live like that anymore."
I've never had a hero before, but you are my hero.
Oh, no. No, young man, no. I am not a hero. No. I did what I had to do because it was the right thing to do. That is all. You know, we are all ordinary people. But even an ordinary secretary or a housewife or a teenager can, within their own small ways, turn on a small light in a dark room. Yeah? I have read your letters, and your teacher has been telling me many things about your experiences. You are the heroes. You are heroes every day.
This moment in the emotional
Your
climax of the
faces are
story,
engraved
his
in my
transformation shows that education is more than learning facts, it's about understanding life, empathy, and humanity. Through his journey, the film demonstrates that character transformation doesn't happen instantly. It takes listening, reflection, and emotional engagement. Education, in this sense, becomes a tool for healing, not just a grade or a test. Emotional storytelling is what turns this classroom from a space of division into one with hope. Students are encouraged to share their pain and listen to others. One student writes, "For the first time, I wasn't judged by my colour or my past, but my words instead." The diary writing becomes a lifeline, a safe space for their voices matter, and prejudice gives way to understanding. Aaron Gruels embodies teaching that cares for the soul, turning education into a process of healing and self-discovery, as Bell Hooks also explains. Freedom Riders shows us that learning is never about the grades. Through restricted narration, emotional storytelling, and character transformation, the film proves that education can reconnect people, foster empathy, and inspire acceptance. Marcus' journey also reminds us that true change begins when learning touches the heart, not just the mind. And when we leave this story, we understand that education has the power to heal, unite, and transform lives.
Miss G didn't promise it would get published or anything, but we could get it out there ourselves. She asked us to come up with a title, something to call ourselves.